Okay, well, I have a handout for you that I want to explain, and this handout will help you for the take home test that you have in a few months. And so here it is under course resources. Let's open it. And let's bring it up. It's a PDF here. So this is adapted. There we go. Okay, so this is a handout that is in a book that I used to use for this course way back when. And it's really an excellent handout. And let me just walk you through the handout, and you can use it for, you'll probably need to use it for your homework in the next couple of weeks. So let me start by orienting you to this, and it is essentially a summary of the lecture. So this is a taxonomy of statistics, and there's of course quite a few missing, but these are the main ones. So these are the main statistics that are used in clinical psychology. So all right, so let me open this up in a let's see. There's got to be a little better way out. Well, this is fine. Okay, so let me zoom in though and just walk you through the top and then down the side. So across the top, in order to identify which statistic you should use or which is being used. So you will need to know a few things. You will need to know the number and type of dependent variables. And another term for dependent variable is an outcome variable, which I think is probably easier. So we'll try and use outcome variable more regularly. And then you have the independent variable, the number and type of independent variable, also called predictor variable. So it predicts the score on the outcome. And then you have the presence or absence of covariates. And we will talk about this someday. But for now, just know that it is a statistical adjustment of noise in the data. And then here is your statistical test and then the goal of that test. And so here you have the beginning taxonomy, where the question that is being addressed is the degree of relationship and the prediction of the relationship. And so you have the four questions that we reviewed in class: group differences, prediction of group membership or classification, and then your structure and modeling statistics. So let me just quickly run you through a few things, and then you can look at it and study it. But you will use this, I think, fairly regularly, so you should probably print it out and laminate it and frame it. So so if you recall, a quantitative variable is a variable where you can get a score, as opposed to a categorical variable, which we have categorical variables in the group differences statistics. So, however, in the degree of relationship statistics, bivariate correlation, bivariate regression, multiple regression, and path analysis. These are the statistics that are in this category, or this this class. So, and then you could just walk through what they are. Here you have a couple options. So you have one quantitative dependent variable, and then over here, these three are your independent variables or predictor variables. And then here you have two or more. So this right here is multivariate. This is univariate, meaning one variable, and it's referring in this case to the dependent variable or the outcome variable. And this whole class here is for experiments and quasi-experiments. So here you have one categorical with two levels. So the first stat that most students learn is the t-test. And this determines whether or not there is a significant difference between groups when there are two groups. One independent variable or one predictor variable with two levels. Here you have one predictor variable with two or more levels. Now, don't get confused by the inclusion of two here in both places, because the t-test is just the square root of the result that the ANOVA gets. So 2 works for either of these if you have two levels, so like male and female. 3 levels, you might have red, blue, green. So, and then 2 categorical variables. So these are 2 independent variables or 2 predictor variables that are different and not levels. We're going to cover that next week. So 2 categorical variables would be like gender and ethnicity, or treatment and time. Those would be 2 categorical independent variables. And then moving on, down here you have prediction of group membership. These are your classification statistics. And categorical variable, you have one categorical dependent variable or outcome variable. So you're trying to predict a group. And in this case, you are, in the case of logistic regression, you are looking at quantitative predictors to get a categorical outcome. So let me say that again. You have quantitative or categorical predictors to get a categorical outcome. So, does someone fall in high risk or low risk group? And then and that's logistic regression. And then discriminant analysis, you have 2 quantitative predictors that get you 2 or more categorical outcome variables. All right. And then finally, you have your structure and modeling statistics. I only listed these 2 here, but they're just not easy to cluster together. And so we'll do a few of these towards the end of class. But as you'll see, the whole first part of class for exam 1 is on this set of statistics, your group difference statistics, and then your the second half, the first half of the second half is your relationship statistics, and then the final part will be this here. And then all of these have different research designs that go with them. So this is a great handout that Mertler and Vanada from Advanced and Multivariate Statistical Methods. You should be able to get this book very cheap. It's a really nice book. It's very user-friendly if you think that you're going to really be into multivariate statistics, which some of you may when you do your quantitative dissertation. And that's all we have for this. I am going to use this in a subsequent video to walk through a couple of research questions so that you can see how these play out in the research questions. And that was from the course, the handout, where is it? Oh, So that is this. Class 1 exercise, we didn't get to it, but I'll cover that through another video, just so you can get a sense of that. Okay, we will reconvene in another video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.